And welcome back. Time now for the newspaper review segment. And joining me in studio is Albert. Good morning.
Good morning, Jackie Mo on 89.7.
And
I hope this was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Let me do it the line right. Good morning.
But you need to see that movie though.
Yeah.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know, that's the model. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lion is gonna do it himself.
I was just doing so that when he comes, at least he finds someone else.
You should find your own way of doing it.
Yeah.
Good morning.
That's when that's when Jackie started to ask, is it a good morning for real? You know. So now there he is. There he comes.
Okay,
there we go.
And Mike's camera action.
Mike's action. Come on.
Man, what is going on, mister? If I am telling you that I have malaria, why you test me for Ebola? I don't understand that.
Surprise.
You have malaria. I checked myself. I passed the airport. Nobody stopped me.
and I reported myself.
By the way, Jackie, where were you thinking that people would be having as a test at the airport? You know, like you were just saying, you're just screening them. What else do you want them to do?
Here, sir. Pee in the cup. Give us some blood.
That's doing my job.
But that is sir. Here, ma'am. What do you? And then what? You know.
I was just doing my job.
No,
Please.
you were doing a good job, a great job.
Me.
But by asking you, it's also like I'm asking everyone.
Yeah,
what do you guys imagine, expect at the airport? What do you think?
Versus what's the reality?
Yeah. And that is anywhere in the world, you
Yeah.
know, because there's nothing else you can do. You can't do any like pee in the cup or whatever.
It's interesting. This gentleman passed through the airport and had to report himself at the hospital.
Yeah.
That just speaks volumes in terms of everything else that we're saying, and as far as the preparation is concerned.
But here, Eugene, now imagine New York or imagine Amsterdam, where you got millions of guys going through.
That's just impossible. Yeah.
And these guys have to report themselves too. You know.
And again, we don't know when he presented himself at the airport if he had those symptoms, because he went to the hospital. Now it turns out it's malaria. Maybe he didn't have high fever then. Maybe he didn't look feverish. Maybe he didn't.
No, it's only because of you have to fill in what you did in the last 30 days. We still know what you did last summer.
Yeah,
You know?
we were watching. Huh?
So was there a follow-up for because he presented himself
anyone coming in now, where you have to fill in what were you doing in the last 30 days. So if you somehow you were close to a risk region, then you're already being filed.
Okay, so how did they make the link? Because he went to the hospital to get treated, and turns out it's malaria. So at the hospital, did they have access to that information that he had been in those risk areas, or he's the one who told them, by the way,
Jackie Mo.
Would be good to mention that
He told them. He told them.
He has to tell them.
He has to tell them.
Yeah.
At the airport or at the hospital?
At the hospital.
hospital.
Okay, so if he didn't volunteer that information
before,
that
they would
again
never have known.
is worrisome. Then. Okay.
Then he would have been treated like anybody else who has malaria. and that stir up the whole country about you know.
My concern is,
When are you getting the Minister of Health there on a 101?
you know,
That wasn't her yesterday?
No, that was.
I was thinking she can sing.
honestly speaking,
I said, I'm liking her voice. Maybe I should pay more attention to health these days. That wasn't her, seriously? I'm so
that was
disappointed.
Diana Teta. Anyway,
Oh, la, la.
I think we need to set the record straight on some of the things or the initiatives that we're doing here at Contact FM, especially when it comes to inviting officials here. I was seeing or following some conversations and also hearing out there that we just want to get popularity by having these officials on these shows. I think that whoever says that, it is just retrogressive, and I think it's
No, but what's the problem of that person that thinks that we want just popularity.
Yes.
Because the whole point of being popular is being because you are giving a good product that people enjoy and like, appreciate.
Yes.
Now, of course, one of our lucky way, I guess, putting the record straight, is also to give quality information or quality interview.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you are an official and somebody whispered in your ears, on 89.7 it's about their popularity, think about your position and as your communication.
Exactly.
If you come on 89.7 being interviewed by Eugene Anangwe, you might have an excellent interview and kill a couple of birds with just one stone in your communication gap.
Yeah. And I think this is one thing that needs to be understood even by the communications people. I think at some point we really may be speaking to the wrong people when it comes to wanting to invite some of these officials. You want to follow protocol.
At some point, maybe they have the wrong people in those places.
Exactly. So you say, I want to follow the right protocol. I just don't want to go direct. Because if you want to go directly to these officials, we can. We have their numbers. But just for the respect of the institutions and say, okay, let me go through the communications person for me to have this interview. But you find some of them are acting bodyguardish to these officials. Even before
it's a bit of their role. But then the problem is, are they really at the level of playing that role? That is my concern. I agree. I mean, I saw a tweet last evening of the Minister of Health who just exactly says that there is an urgent need, especially in a time of crisis, emergency that you communicate, that you educate people. Well, this is an opportunity, Minister. If you hear this message this morning, please come to an interview like the one-on-one that we're having on 89.7.
Yeah, and then the issue of telling people go press releases out there. You read the press release and follow that information.
Press release, that is a real problem. It's it's like press conferences. I'd rather have the minister here or whoever is
go for the
press conference.
Or have a press release.
It's also good to have it and the press release and the press conference. But if you can do more, do more.
Yeah.
Do more. That's the whole point. Just don't think it's enough to have the press release or the press conference.
And someone tells you that's why we write there for more information. Call this number. Then
but
you
now,
call that number.
Then the problem with the press release, we're still waiting for the approval. 48 hours of approval. What happened to the approval?
While it's gone to
48 hours.
The laboratory, we needed approval.
We're still waiting.
So if this is also the level of the press releases, that is also a problem. Consider that.
That brings me to the question of how you think the Ministry of Health has handled this Ebola case that we've had since Sunday. Because
please add suspected, because
suspected Ebola case.
There is no Ebola case in Rwanda as for today. It was suspected.
It was as of Sunday.
Are you telling me that the test was not approved?
It was apparently it's a malaria test that has been approved.
But then I think also one thing that is clear is the jumping to conclusions by some of the reporters and also some of the citizens. What the ministry said in their latest press release that I was told to refer to for more information,
and for still waiting for approval.
Yes, was that the patient has tested for malaria.
Okay.
All right. So everybody jumped out and said, there's no Ebola. The ministry has rubbished out or pushed aside the case of Ebola. But when you read again on that press release, they say, as we await the Ebola tests results.
In fact, it hasn't come back yet.
So it hasn't come back yet.
Well, that is the whole point of a press release. You see, now there you still question.
Yes, and then you
but
need
if you have an interview,
yes, you manage to clear the air on all this.
So if it's not the minister, send us somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
We
it's not that we want the minister.
Yeah,
we want an official.
Exactly,
we want an official who can come and talk to Rwandans and everybody else involved.
Now the problem is most of the time when the minister is not there, that they have nobody else.
But let me, if I may, add my 2 cents to what you're saying. We should not even be apologetic about wanting the minister. I don't get that. That is the job. If the minister doesn't want to communicate, maybe the minister should not be minister. I've said it.
Yes.
Because
but that is not and that is not the type of that minister. We know she can sing. Yeah. You heard her last night, right?
But exactly. But so this thing, for me, even getting popular. Let us suppose that we want to get popular.
Yeah.
Why should we apologize about that too?
Yeah. I think it's also about
if I get popular doing a good job. Michael Jackson got popular doing a great job. Bob Marley got popular doing a good job.
And nobody says anything
He should not apologize about that.
No,
So yeah, really, that is just people.
And we're just gonna be quiet on another story on which Eugene was first to start and try to get that person,
exclusive.
and then they've been pushed, and then the next thing you see, you did 20 things that you need to know about the X. And it's online.
And it's very shallow, right?
It's on it's on a colleague website. I love it, Yehe. It's great. But the guys who refused us the interview, the guys who refused us the interview.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they did a great job. I think again they're playing like you were saying, bodyguardish, but for no good reason, you know.
Maybe you don't have connections.
No, it's not about connections.
You don't have contact,
and it's not even about contact.
No, it's some guys who.
But really, he needs to read Mandela, because there's nothing good about shrinking yourself to a point where you don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable. Be yourself. Shine, my brother. Shine.
Okay.
Interestingly, let's just maybe.
And don't accept the cameraman to take only half of your face. Let them see the whole face. You know, there's enough memory.
Maybe they saw the mic and thought it was his face.
My nose. I know you guys are talking about my nose.
Okay, we have other stories
why
that
you keeping your mic in the middle of the? Why don't you guys go a bit higher?
But when you go
someone told him he has a nasal voice, so he's trying to get the nose close to him.
My big nose, I love it because it helps me smell opportunities. Anyway,
it's proudly African.
on the issue of the media and when we need the media, this is for institutions. I've seen it a lot. When institutions need you, when they have something PR. They really want you to come and cover. They will even send cars to come and pick you to go for those stories. But when you are there, you need this information. Most of the time, you'll get frustrations. I don't know why.
But let me tell you, the biggest problem is that like for whatever we've been doing in and it's not just in Rwanda, it's in many African countries where it's still the public sector, the government, or let's put it, the public sector that is the model, you know. Now, how many times don't you get an SMS, a telephone, and say, we have this event, please come and cover. Okay, fine, but what is that event? What is in there? What do you want? What would you like to achieve by inviting me? So at least I got to know what is your perspective, and there is nothing. The guy who calls you, or the lady that calls you most, by the way, 80% of the time these are ladies. They don't know. I mean, they just say, no, come, it's minister, it's this, it's that, who's doing that. But what?
What's in there?
You know, it's like you cover what? I mean, that is not, for us, that's not just enough to be news. Right?
Journalists or reporters or newsrooms should not accept to be dumping sites for press releases. We need to stop being press release journalists and don't even stop or accept to be intimidated by being told, no, just read the press release and say it. We are not PR. We need to give full information.
But you know what? Just read. I mean, just read. Like what? I mean, what you there? You feel that's enough for you?
Never.
That you don't know your job. You know, please read. And if you still have questions, feel free
Go
to
ahead.
I'll get you somebody, whatever. Press release is just only an anchor. You know, you just anchor somebody to feel interest for whatever you're doing.
Amen to that.
Amen. Are we moving on?
Very quickly, we have.
We were trying, but Eugene is pissed.
We have very limited time. The traffic police have introduced tough measures to curb road accidents. Was it a long time coming?
It was a long time coming.
Someone on our Facebook page was yesterday commenting and saying we need to have a police. Traffic police person situated or located after every 3 kilometers or 1 kilometer.
1 kilometer.
Can you imagine that?
No, but I mean, what do you want it to have a police state?
A police state, so that they look at how you drive.
They become
what you
like
do.
pillars and trees and bushes.
It's just
and
not possible. But they just have to be tough on these things. And again, they also have to lead by example, because some of these guys, let me just point a finger at the police as well. Some
the
of
ones who are
them
living next door
oh no, those ones that are enjoying the music of one bar called Vision Under 18. So anyway, so some others are driving really carelessly, and they're not exactly responding to any kind of emergency. You can see the gentleman on the phone. He's laughing, so I'm imagining it's not an emergency, and he's speeding off. So they also should be careful about the example they set. But this is not widespread. What I'm saying is, welcome to those measures. Now we have to see if they are actually implemented, because it's just gone too far.
You don't use a safety belt, you paid 90,000 francs.
And there's no Twejerani.
90,000 bells.
Francs.
You are punished. You will now wear 90,000 belts. Or we will hit you with that.
You forget one.
We will whip you with 90,000 belts.
Yeah.
Okay, another last story on the chimp reports. I'm seeing that Rwanda has...
Why is it a last
Because time is up.
I thought you would tell her, okay, last story on chimp report. Okay, what is it? Is it
The
examining
story
himself?
is about Rwanda wants to release General Ngunda. And they're saying that it was discussed in the United Nations...
You mean he was still jailed?
Well, it's not jail.
I've heard rumors.
Security Council, and they said that DRC must put in place incentives to honor its international agreements to allow the return of rebels, including Nkunda.
Okay.
Well, I think it's always good to go on to the website and read the story, but it is more to say there was a general agreement. There is a framework, and that goes for any Congolese, and General Nkunda is in there. So it's just that everybody prefers to ignore that point, and what Chimp is doing is to say, guys, there is this, it's there, so it's not just for Rwanda, actually.
Lest you forget,
it's also for it's also Congo. Congo came and visited the M23 here and in Uganda and all that. So it's just it is especially a reminder. But something we missed. I know the time is up, but I've heard that there is what they call here the Pittsburgh Post Gazette published yesterday an article detailing the launch of the new type of college in Kigali named the Kepler College. Have you guys heard about it? Which is based on the concept of leveraging online learning with face-to-face facilitation to create low-cost college-level education.
One of those endorsements by Albert.
No, I'm not endorsing. I've been reading, but I didn't see anybody else reporting about that. So that's why I'm asking. Have you guys heard about it?
Okay, we'll check in the newsroom and.
So Pittsburgh. So that's
no, but at Pittsburgh, that is where the article was published. But it was.
So where did they get that news? Do they have someone here or?
I guess so, because it must be an American college that is trying to sell their stuff. But it's interesting as if there were 10 like that, it wouldn't be interesting. But how did they come here? Why and all that? And is it really something that can deliver?
We'll follow up on that.
And with that, we've come to the end of the newspaper review segment. I know Albert has
now
a lot of...
We have the singer coming
yes,
on the one-on-one?
Yes.
The
So
Minister of Health?
let me confirm. So after you signed out, we can't joke.
No, you can't joke.
Okay,
You're
let
not
me
allowed
quickly
to
say
joke.
something. No, go ahead.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys, for making it through this morning. I've been your host, Jackie Monyoncho. Goodbye for now.
Okay,
Goodbye.
goodbye.